Hi, I'm Jamie Goh from JGA. Today, let me start with something very honest. The property market today is not fragile, even though prices are hitting record highs. But it is very different. What worked in the past will not automatically work going forward. If we use old strategies in a new market, we don't crash, we just get stuck. Today, I want to share how the market has changed, why upgrading feels harder, and most importantly, how to still move forward correctly in 2026. For many years, property felt simple because for most owners, their property prices rose significantly. They bought something decent, waited long enough, and prices went up. Today, that assumption is dangerous. Prices are higher, price growth is slower, and demand may soften. This doesn't mean opportunity is gone. It means opportunity has become selective. In 2026, the market doesn't reward participation, it rewards precision. So let me share something that worked for me and my clients back in 2018. In 2018, the market was uncomfortable. Buyers were cautious. Confidence was low. There was no supply shortage like what we see today. And most people played it safe. They bought smaller units at more affordable entry price, which naturally attracted the majority of buyers. That's what everyone wanted. But I took a different approach, not because I was braver, but because I was thinking longer term. I asked one simple question: what will buyers struggle to find later? The answer was space. Larger family-size units in good RCR locations are always built in smaller numbers. So in 2019, I bought larger units in projects like Park Esta, Penrose, and Commonwealth Towers. These were not examples. They were my own units and units bought by my clients. We held through the cycle, and between 2024 and 2025, we exited, not hypothetically. We sold, and we locked in very meaningful gains. And we used that gains to purchase higher value units. The outcome didn't come from luck. It came from buying the right product in the right location at the right entry price long before the market recognized the value. Here's the key detail. Back then, the market average was about 1,750 per square foot, but the average came from smaller, more popular units. The larger units were slower, less favored, and often the leftover, because most buyers choose what fit their immediate needs and lower quantum comfort. For us, we didn't buy bigger units at higher prices. We bought bigger units at lower per square foot. Bigger home, cheaper entry, that's how you create outsized outcomes without relying on speculation. Now, let's fast forward to today. Let's reset expectations. 2026 is not a bull market, but it is also not a crisis. However, it is no longer a euphoric period. This is a normal market. We saw in 2025 that private resale prices slowed to their lowest growth in 4 years, and HDB price growth also moderated significantly. And in a normal market, bad decisions don't get rescued by rising prices. Overpaying hurts. Choosing the wrong units hurts, but if you buy correctly, good assets still perform. To understand the direction of 2026 and to make a wise decision, we first need to understand why HDB matters to everyone, even if you are buying private property. Most private buyers come from HDB, and when HDB prices rise fast, upgraders rush in. And when HDB prices stabilizes, behavior changes. Currently, the supply is back. MOP supply is rising. HDB prices don't crash, but higher competition, more BTO supply, and more MOP units affect the profits of HDB seller. Now look at this. Over the last 20 years, the gap between HDB and private property has widened. In the past, upgrading was easier. Today, waiting has a cost, not because prices explode, but because the entry becomes harder. So the wrong question today is, will property prices go up? The right question is, which properties will still outperform or be more resilient? In a normal market, performance becomes segmented. Poorly priced units struggle. Harmonized projects in good locations tends to hold up better. But the real winners are simple. Same location, same fundamentals, bought cheaper than the rest. Imagine this. In a good RCR location, The average market price for new launch is around 3,000 per square foot. Two buyers choose similar homes. One pays market price, the other buys at 400 to 500 per square foot cheaper with a more functional and usable space. Even if prices don't rise in the future, the second buyer already has a buffer. The advantage was created at entry, and that's why the best outcomes today don't come from prediction. They come from discipline and a deep understanding of the property market. At this point, the question is no longer whether property still works. The question is, how do you avoid getting it wrong? That's why we use a framework that focuses on fundamentals, discipline, and margin of safety. We name our framework Value. And V is for verifying locations that hold. A is for assessing entry prices that are not only cheaper but also protects you. L is like leveraging factors like harmonization to gain better value. U is understanding unit layout and choosing layout that not only fits your family needs but also appeal to future buyers. Lastly, E, evaluating an exit strategy and planning the exit before we enter. This isn't about rushing, it's about moving with clarity and confidence, knowing that even if the market stays flat, you have already done the hard work upfront. If prices appreciate, that's a bonus. But if prices remain the same, you still gain upside from your entry advantage. This puts you in a position to move forward regardless of market conditions, allowing you to progress continuously. What you have watched is the distilled version. The full work goes much deeper, including prudent financial planning as the first step, followed by data, charts, and real transaction examples on HDB supply, upgrader behavior, private pricing, and why harmonization changes how value is created. And lastly, how interest rate, macro trends, and GDP cycles quietly shape the property decision over time. If you want to understand the market properly instead of guessing your next move, those resources are there for you. If you are thinking about upgrading, repositioning, or buying your next property, don't start with listing, start with clarity. Property still works in Singapore, but today it rewards strategy, not impulse. If you would like to explore how our value frameworks apply to your situation, have a proper conversation, feel free to reach out. No pressure, no rushing, just clarity. See you in the next one. Bye.